Happy Pride Month, listeners. Kevin Carpenter here, producer and MC of Rolling in the Mist. First off, Odd Loot wants to give a shout out to Patrick Reagan, the Dead Gamer Society, and Angel City Brewery for hosting the first WGA RPG mixer on Sunday, June 9th. Bravo and I had a lot of fun meeting new people and playing an original City of Mist one-shot written by yours truly. We also tried out the new starter set characters, which everyone had a blast playing. Be on the lookout for the new All-Seeing Eye Investigation starter set releasing soon from Son of Oak. If you like what we're doing here on Rolling in the Mist, please let us know. Review us on iTunes, like us on SoundCloud, comment on YouTube, or message us on social media. Just look for Odd Loot on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. That's AWD Loot. We read every comment. And Bravo, you had something to announce?
Yes, and coming real soon, Odd Loot will be launching our new gaming show, Bootleg Arcade. Join Ryan Bravo and Jason Peguero delight and amaze with their sick gameplay and witty commentary. Be on the lookout on the Odd Loot channel and subscribe for the latest updates. With that said, let's begin the session. Rolling in the Mist is a series with fantasy violence, mentions of gore, and worst of all, cussing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Rolling in the Mist. I am your master of ceremonies, Kevin Carpenter, and joining me today are...
Bravo as Leo Castello.
And...
Pablo Milla as Eugene Fritz.
And no Jason this episode. He's off working today. So... Oh, and also Chris as on our soundboard.
Thank you.
He's like, finally, some recognition.
Yeah, we gotta give that guy some recognition every now and then.
Yeah, and as for Jason, back that guy.
You forgot to give points.
Alrighty, so in our last session, yeah, there was a lot going on, and it's been, what, like 6 weeks since we recorded that one or something like that?
Look, they don't need to know that.
They don't even know that? Okay. Meanwhile, Pablo, you weren't even there for that last session, so you have no idea what went on there either, do you?
I've been sleeping since we last played. I don't know what you guys have been doing. 6 weeks, 6 minutes.
With the pigeon man?
Yeah. The pigeon man.
All right, well, super broad recap. You guys have been chasing after a book that has been able to raise the dead, among other terrifying things. At one point, the book was taken by the Red Rider, who you all chased and tracked down and managed to capture, only to find out that she had already sold the book to a ginger bloke named Renfield. I can't jump right into her voice.
You shouldn't try.
I massacred that.
You didn't jump into that voice, but you did successfully weave through 7 other continents. All the continents, evidently.
And I know that's a legitimate statement because he is our professional voice actor.
So for the real play recap of what you just did.
A ginger bloke named Renfield.
Like you just like
Sounds so legitimate. I can see the
A
person.
ginger bloke.
I wish that's how she talked.
Yeah. See, I have the flu, so that's my excuse for my voice.
Excuse.
And
excuse.
that's actually I actually have the flu every time we record, so you can't judge me.
So really, what you're saying is this podcast makes you sick.
Oh. Anyway,
He's our producer.
Hurt my feelings.
let's see what else. I don't want to say exactly what happened in the last session because I kind of want Pablo to find that out himself.
I have no idea.
So, yeah, I guess we'll just kind of recap what Eugene did. While 2 of his friends were going off to investigate like an abandoned church or something like that. I don't know. The text wasn't that, wasn't that concrete? Too many emojis?
Yeah, no, it was quite the adventure.
Yeah, so instead, Eugene found himself being stalked by a flock of ravens, and curious, decided to follow the ravens himself, and that led him to the roof of an apartment building in the older part of Eden City, where he met a man in scruffy patchwork clothes, a scruffy beanie, and an eye patch over his left eye, who looked at him and said, "I'm here to save your life."
God, I was trying to think of who that actually sounded like. And I had it for a moment, and it was totally gone.
We must find the Red October.
Save your life. Sean? There you are.
So let's just jump right into the action. Oh, wait. So in order to prepare for this, I also listened back to our previous episodes and all of that, and I found out that we never actually leveled up the crew theme.
Oh, yes.
Which we garnered enough attention on that theme to level up like twice.
Right.
So we should probably fix that real quick.
Cool.
So there's 2 big theme improvements for the crew theme. I picked one because screw it. And then I had Pablo pick one because he's new to the crew. And he didn't get to pick any of the ones when we were originally making the crew.
That's right.
So the one I picked was the...
Just so everyone, I speak in squeaks whenever I don't have actually anything to say.
Like a good man.
I'm very self-conscious about it.
So...
Can't believe we're bringing the MC so early into the recording.
All right, so which one do we reveal first?
The sacrifice theme improvement. The theme improvement itself is if both of you are facing danger at the same time, you two can help each other and try to lessen the effect of any status that would hit you all. We're already kind of doing that, so this theme improvement just sort of makes it official and gives it mechanical weight. So Pablo, what was the theme improvement that you picked for the crew?
For the crew, I picked catch overlooked details because as an addition to the crew, I think Eugene provides that new spice, that new flavor, that new milieu to the group.
So that is a power tag that the whole crew can use now.
Yes, catch overlooked details.
So that's basically like Eugene joins the group and he's just like, hey guys, maybe we shouldn't, overlook this.
Maybe this. Like, I just think it's a tag that'll save us a lot of fucking time.
Fair enough. We are, since we are not in a car chase, we are going back to the regular crew theme rules of if you use the tag, it's burned. And then you replenish it during the geek out during the credits. So pretty much you guys can use these like once per mystery.
So just remember, the second we start that car, if we turn it off, we're going to have to jump start it. Because we can only use it once.
So
You,
much.
you can drive it around. It's just if you're going to use it to like hit someone or something like that, you can only do it once.
Look, I know a guy. He's my cousin. He could fix up that car.
Let's stop burning the car. This poor damn car.
I'm not the one who ripped off a plate.
Isn't it also like a noir car? Isn't it like not?
No, it was like a, what is it, like a
Action-y
Mustang?
car.
No, it's a Dodge Charger.
It's a
Dodge Charger.
I don't know,
Bulletproof
man.
Dodge Charger.
And you still ripped off a plate.
Slightly
Yeah, but
less bulletproof
that was
Dodge
all
Charger.
put onto the car. The car itself was, I think, fine.
Well, let's get into the action.
We're already making great progress in our relationship.
So much for saving time.
So, Eugene, you sit on the roof of an old apartment building you've never been to before. It's still night out in Eden City, but the lights of the city are surely keeping everything visible. Where you are standing, though, there is only a small lantern on top of a crate that you are sitting next to, I would say awkwardly. But then again, that's sort of how Eugene does everything.
So am I sitting or standing? You said both.
Did I say you were standing?
You said sitting and then standing, and I think you just said sitting next to it again. So I don't know what my position is.
What are you doing, Eugene?
But depending on how much time has passed, then I'm gonna save your life.
I'd say like a minute has
Rip
passed.
torn. That's who that sounds like. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Oh,
That's who
yeah,
that
yeah.
sounds like. Okay.
Oh, we can finally play the game.
Is it normal to drink my own urine? No, but it's sterile and I like the taste. I feel like that's who I'm talking to. So I'm definitely sitting. I don't know how much time it's been since he told me that, but if I'm just sitting awkwardly by it's like half my face illuminated.
Yes.
Because it's on my side. Yeah, I'm sitting.
It's a
on like
sterile lantern.
a bench by the ledge of the roof with
Okay.
a crate next to me. That's what I see.
Yeah, Otis has actually gone over to another table and is pouring what looks like tea that he's been brewing on like a hobo fire on top of this roof. Probably not OSHA sanctioned, but whatever.
It's urine. It's urine. I smell it. It's urine. I know it is. I can see it. Oh, God.
It's sterile.
But it's sterile.
He walks over with 2 piping hot mugs and puts one down in front of you before sitting across the crate from you and just kind of sitting there saying nothing and looking into his mug. Yeah, all around you are cages that are filled with a lot of ravens, but also various other birds. There's pigeons,
There
there's
they are.
crows, there's a parrot. But
Stop drinking your urine. Stop drinking your urine.
shut up. I'll do what I want. And he takes a large sip. You having some?
I prefer chamomile.
Shoot yourself.
So what's your name?
My name is Eugene Fritz.
Well, can't say it's too nice to meet you, Mr. Fritz, but, we sure are meeting.
Yes.
Bet you're wondering why, my birds brought you here.
Well, yes, I suppose that was a curious quandary that I was sniffling down with my intellectual sniffer, as it were.
As I said before, my name is Otis Melbourne, and I watch over the city.
Was that Smellborn?
Melbourne.
Okay, the S assimilated into
This
the...
conversation will go along a
All
lot
right.
faster
All
if
right.
you don't make fun of my list.
Just saying, might not have been a misnomer.
I watch
smell?
over the shitty with my birds.
I think you did that one on purpose. Okay.
No, keep it going.
No. Please, I'm terribly sorry. You watch over the shitty.
He just glares at you.
I look away and
All right.
That's not bad.
Mr. Fritz,
Mr. Melbourne.
I have a lot of information to tell you because, well, you have made the unfortunate choice to follow around a Detective Strange and a Dr. Castello.
Yes. So they you know, but not I.
I've seen you around. I was, following the whole Red Rider thing rather closely from above. I noticed you got yourself involved. However, I don't think that others know you were involved. So before we can continue this conversation, I'm gonna give you an ultimatum. We all make choices in our lives, and a lot of times we don't understand when exactly we make those choices, so I'm going to make it very clear to you. We can either continue this conversation, I tell you what I know, and you'll at that point have no choice but to investigate it, or you walk away now, go back to the shadows, your day job, your probably boring life, and just keep your head down until the day you die, or worse. I'm not gonna judge you for either choice. In fact, I think we're birds of a feather, if you'll pardon my joke. Both of us like our privacy.
Indeed.
So, Mr. Fritz, I need you to understand, if we continue this conversation, there's no going back.
I take a pensive sip of this brown hot liquid. I can taste the birdseed. I raise my mug and tip up my glasses. Cheers, Mr. Melbourne.
Cheers, Mr. Fritz.
I believe we might need to get comfortable. I'm sorry. I'm really done with that, though. I can't do that.
No, perfectly fine.
I was trying to be polite.
So, I spend my time taking care of the birds in the city, and there are quite a few many birds,
And at one point, like a raven actually just lands on your shoulder.
Oh, that's what happens?
Yeah.
That's,
I'm in quietly over here like a bird shits on you.
yeah,
as you're talking.
that's kind of what we were thinking. It's just,
Yeah.
I take care of the birds of the city.
Yeah, pretty much his coat is just like kind of covered in bird shit. So when like another thing hits him, it's just like it doesn't even matter.
The ultimatum.
Yeah. Just that. Yeah, that is the background radiation of this conversation.
All of his statements are accentuated by shit from above. All right.
I take care of the birds here in Eden City, and I watch through their eyes to make sure I can figure out what's going on.
Hold the blinking phone. You mean to say you see through their eyes?
Oh, most certainly.
You see what the birds see.
Yes, I see what they see.
I'm sorry?
I see what they see.
Let me try something. Do you see what they see?
Yes, I see what they see.
All right, well, continue. I thought that would. Yep. I'm waiting. I'm up to speed.
Yes, I see what they see. I try to keep track of things, but given who I am, I'm not able to act directly, and I like to keep it that way. Once people know that they're being watched, they usually try to rectify that situation immediately, and that's why I need you. Do you know of the Silver Lake disappearances?
The Silver Lake disappearances. Is this a moment where I could do like a labyrinthian recall to see if I actually know anything about it?
Sure, I could have you do. Yeah, this could be like a quick investigate roll.
Okay, quick investigate roll. I'm going to use, I think that's the only tag I can use, is Labyrinthian Recall.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. Where is it? 4. It's a 4.
So you know nothing about this.
In fact, you get a brain aneurysm.
Hard move. You get a nosebleed.
I get a headache. Got it.
Otis just kind of looks at you and fair enough. It's something that is quite overlooked because it's being covered up. You see, on Silver Lake, there is quite a few of those, what do you call them, sorority houses. And the thing is I was barely able to see how they were disappearing.
Even through your birds.
Quite. In fact, I think it was through my birds that I was shaved. For you see, my birds were flying over Silver Lake, and I heard a most beautiful song.
Are you going to sing it?
No, I'm not sure.
Oh, is it not a real? It's not a real song.
No, it was a song.
Oh, you heard a song.
I heard a song, yes.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was copyrighted, but
all right. I'm pretty sure there's never been any song, much less a copyright.
Listen, do you want this conversation to finish?
I want the song. I mean, just so I'm fully, just so I know.
I might add the song in later post-production.
Sing the song. Don't be a pussy. 2 birds give Talon 5s.
Yeah, no, the parrot just like gives like a high...
Yeah, a high Talon. Yeah.
To one of the ravens.
Yeah.
I was like, quiet, you.
And then
Anyway.
You heard a song.
Yes,
a song.
I heard a beautiful song.
No, you heard a beautiful song.
Yes.
All right.
And it was only through the birds that I was able to remember anything of it. And even then, my memory is still fuzzy. For you see, I saw these women walk out of their houses of their own accord.
This is getting creepy.
And meet a group of near-duel looking individuals and climb into an unmarked van. My birds were just barely able to trace where the van went into downtown before disappearing.
So I'm sorry. I'm just trying to put picture to picture together. So you heard the sirens, and then they walked into a rape van and went into downtown Eden City.
Correct.
So you did hear sirens. That's about.
Well, I heard a song. It might have been a siren song.
You won't sing it.
No.
Fine. Fine.
I don't sing. I'm
no,
sorry.
that's fine. But I need to know what sort of song this is. Perhaps the melody, or perhaps the intonation.
It was like a beautiful woman.
Just one?
I don't know. My memory is fuzzy.
I don't know. You seem pretty vivid up to this point. That's just a little inconsistent.
I told you, the memory of the song was fuzzy.
So how is the memory of the song? I'm just getting a little impatient. I think it's whatever was in that drink. It's something is...
It's the bird sheet.
I don't even want to know what you put in this drink. Am I being roofied? Emphasis on the roof. Because we're on the roof.
You might be wondering.
There's a bird shit.
It's just more bird shit on your shoulder.
Damn it.
You just got that coat from Goodwill.
Oh, no. They're a terrible company.
Here's the reason I'm telling you this.
Please.
I've seen that van before.
The rape van.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a rape.
It was an unmarked white van. And
Well, it was black.
we're alone here, right? That parrot gonna hear it if I say that's even worse.
Well, all the birds can hear us.
Racist! Oh, damn it. All right, well, we're just gonna move past this.
It was the color of the van was black crackers. That's not racist.
You said crackers. Racist. I'm going to ignore him as well. Anyways, why are you... I'm just gonna move over here. Damn it, forget it! Why are you telling me this story?
Because I've seen that van before.
Where?
By the docks. You see, I was following the Red Rider, but it wasn't just during your chase that I was following her. I was following her before. She went around the city very much, collecting strange items and putting them to the hands of people who should not be wielding them. And one night I found her by the docks. She stood in front of a group of ne'er-do-wells, wearing suits. And the suits were black, crackers. Except for one. A suit that was so crimson it was almost black.
I'm sorry, the suits were black crackers?
No, I was saying that to Crackers the parrot.
Oh, his name is Crackers.
Yes.
Were the men black or were the suits black?
I don't know, it was dark.
Was the night dark or were the men dark?
Is it important to the story?
It's important to someone.
It was a multicultural group of ne'er-do-wells.
Now, were they ne'er-do-wells because they were multicultural?
I'm starting to regret bringing you up to this roof.
I'm starting to think there's worse things about you than all your friends are birds.
Let us out! Let us out! Shut it! Don't listen to Cracker, she's crazy.
This conversation is going fucking nowhere. I love it.
No, this is good content.
All right.
Okay.
We'll analyze your scruples later.
Yeah, well, anyway, so, a group of multicultural, probably ne'er-do-wells, but not because they were multicultural. They were ne'er-do-wells because they were making shady trades at the dock with a masked bandit rider. Is that PC enough for you?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
At the docks, yes.
at the docks,
How many ne'er-do-wells? Just
there was a group of them.
All right.
I would say half a dozen.
Okay.
Including the ginger ne'er-do-well.
I have no comment on the ginger thing. That's great. That's very descriptive.
Yes, all gingers are ne'er-do-wells. We all know that.
I have no problem with that. I got a problem. I hate the gingers. All right, we're all in accordance. What happened next?
There was a trade. The Red Rider gave them a book, and they gave the Red Rider suitcases filled with what I assume to be money. And then those ne'er-do-wells went into that same van, and once again drove into the city.
Leaving the rider.
Of course. The rider was just there to make the trade.
So she received money and she gave them the relics.
Yes.
Yes.
The thing is, now that I knew where this book was, I couldn't act against them. So I needed to find people who could act against them. That is why I kept following the Red Rider, because I knew someone would chase after them eventually. And sure enough,
Detective Strange and
Yeah.
Dr. Castello.
and you,
Now,
Eugene Fritz.
cripes.
Well, I would have brought all three of you up here, but every time my ravens tried to bring the other two,
They never paid attention to the details.
no. Also, the doctor threatened to putasso my birds. It was, they flew away right after that.
Boot, I'm not familiar with
I do not know either.
Rewinding. You've seen this van once through your birds, and then a second time through your birds.
Yes.
Second time with the women.
Yes,
Very good. Where is this going? You found us.
yes.
Well, them. And then indirectly me, who found you because you were looking for them.
Well, I was looking for the disappearances, and then I found them, and then I found them getting the book, and then I decided to follow the person who grabbed the book in order to find you.
We're up to speed.
Oh, okay.
Now, where does this leave us?
Well, after that dockside meeting, my birds were actually able to follow the van this time. Now, you see, I imagine you all would just investigate the disappearances or the docks, ask witnesses, maybe find some clues, have a comedic mishap or two, but we don't have time for that. Instead, I'm just going to give you one of the answers straight up. This is why I gave you the choice at the beginning, because once you know this, there's no going back.
Oh, now we're reaching the... Oh,
Well, we already reached the ultimatum. I already gave you
that's-
more info than...
I already know things that I can't. Knowing about 2 rape vans or 1 rape van.
I'm sorry. I was trying to be dramatic with this conversation.
It's very...
There-
No, believe me. Oh, I don't mean to...
I don't talk to people much.
No,
it's it's mostly birds.
That's evidently clear. That is...
I am very lonely up here, Eugene. I have to take whatever company I can get. Well, anyway, where was I?
What's the... I'd love a straight up bit of information that we could use to progress.
Ah, yes. Move this forward. Do you want another cup of tea? Or...
I'm really... I could live another 1,000 years without it.
Okay, Crackers! And Crackers
launches off their pedestal, opens up the cage by themselves, and then flies over to your shoulder. And this is like a full-grown parrot, so like as soon as it lands, like you feel like a heavy weight, like you tilt a little bit.
Hello, Crackers.
Hello.
He's very good at multiple different voices. You can say that again.
Well, he is a parrot. We can't all be good at doing multiple voices.
Apparently.
Crackers, give him what we found.
And Crackers opens up their wing, puts their beak inside their wing, and then pulls out something circular, metallic. And they drop it on the crate in front of you. And you see that it is what looks like a poker chip with a musical note emblazoned on it. And inside that musical note, like at the bottom where it goes round, is a die.
In one like nub. Oh, at the bottom of the. Oh, it's one of those singular notes.
Yes.
That has a die.
Yeah, like a six-sided die on it.
In the
note
in
itself.
the toe of the note.
Yes.
Good.
And then on the other side of the chip are the words, "The Rolling Note."
The rolling note. Where did you get this, Crackers?
Wouldn't you like to know? And then Crackers flies off and goes into the cage.
Crackers, you don't have to be difficult about this.
Very well. I'll ask you, Mr. Melbourne, the meaning of the rolling note.
We found this where the van went to. The van went into the back of this building called the Rolling Note. It's a club in downtown. And so for some reason, in this club that many people attend, they not only have various kidnapped women, they also have a book of terrifying power. We don't know if the book is still there, but for some reason, the van associated with carrying it is also associated with this club.
We know that the women are there, though.
Well, the last time we saw them, the women were led into the building. Whether they were taken out after that.
Wait, hold the phone. How long ago was this? You saw, I'm assuming, hypnotized women.
The disappearances have been going on for what I presume to be weeks.
I'm just trying to find a logistic. So for weeks, you and your birds have known that the disappearances have been these women being led to the back of this club.
Oh, no, let me be clear. We did not know that they were being led into the club. We knew that there was disappearances going on over a couple of weeks.
And the van you saw them go into went behind this club.
We didn't see the van go into the club.
You just said the van went behind the club.
After the dock side. When I was talking about the Silver Lake disappearances, we lost track of the van.
Did it seem the van was returning to the club or departing from the club?
It was going downtown, and downtown is where the club is situated. But we only made that connection after the dock side. If I had made that connection after the Silver Lake disappearances, I would have found other people in order to save the women.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, is I feel like you have a lot more information than...
Oh, I certainly have a
City
lot more
Police.
information than I give you. My birds are everywhere. Do you realize how many birds there are in this city compared to humans?
I have an idea.
I see many things. Things that no single man should ever see. But I use this power in order to help as much as I can.
Do you? And he has a fit and goes onto the table, onto the crate, and stands up a little bit. You've known all of this information, and yet you've hid up here with your feathers and your white spitty poop that they excrete and Crackers. Shut up, Crackers. Sorry. Why would you do this? Why would you hold all this information to yourself?
Otis is a little taken aback, like his eyes are, his eye is wide. And then he kind of grows dour as he leans forward and goes,
Like I said, we're birds of a feather, Eugene. I am a man of the shadows. I can't directly do much. I'm scared to. That's why I need your friends.
And Eugene wrinkles a little bit and doesn't tense up as much, kind of curls into himself and looks down in shame because he knows that he wouldn't do anything different. You're right. I understand. But what can we do? We, coward sheep folk, what could we possibly do to... We have to get the information to the others.
Indeed. I've lost track of them. Your friends have already driven outside of the city. They've crossed the river, and my powers can only extend so far. But tomorrow morning when they get back, you should reconvene with them if they're still in one piece.
Are all of your birds here now?
No, I have many of my birds around the city currently.
Well, before coming here, I was to meet them at a diner. How is it that they were across the city? That doesn't make any... Do your birds know where they are now?
Like I said, they crossed the river. Once they left the city bounds, that is the bounds of my power.
So you only have dominion over urban birds.
Yes.
Oh, not even suburban birds or...
I'm sorry, how do your bird watching powers work?
Okay, all right. I take your point. I take it. I'm just saying. You seemed like you had a lot of birds.
If you have suburban bird watching powers, then please, tell me, enlighten me.
You just...
What about birds that go into farms?
You've got a tropical parrot. I just thought you might have, I don't know, global birds. At least rural birds.
The parrot lives in the city, therefore it's an urban bird. I can only see through birds that are in the dominion of the city.
But you said they were on the other side of the city.
Yes, and I can't see them. I made that abundantly clear.
No, you made that vaguely clear. Let's be clear about that. Crystal clear about how vaguely clear, how smogly clear, how LA in the summer clear you've made this. All right, I'm sorry.
Do you have any more questions?
I just feel uninformed.
What?
It doesn't add up to me that they'd be so far away. Did the birds hear what they were doing? Did they just see
the birds
things?
saw them get into the car and then they drove away. Cars are very fast, especially at night in a city.
Oh, so now your birds are slow.
They can fly.
They fly. They should be able to...
No, you're saying, like, how were they able to leave the city while they were in a car? Have I explained the loss of my powers enough?
You've explained the...
Do you want me to tell you?
handicap in your power.
Do you want me to tell you how I can fly? Do you want me to tell you what's in the tea?
Can you fly?
With help?
Show me. And he leans back and he crosses his arms and waits.
Roll manipulate, real quick.
It's the best conversation we've had in this show.
I'm gonna roll manipulate. Okay. I'm also gonna I want to make this good. I'm gonna use People Watcher. I'm gonna use People Watcher. I don't think Creep People Out works, but I'm gonna use People Watcher. And doesn't need sleep.
That's there.
How doesn't need sleep work here?
I'll be here all night till I see this happen. I'll be here all night till I see a flying, one-eyed, smelly ragman.
Rule of funny, yeah, that works.
Roll a funny.
Oh, what is that?
That's an
6.
That's a 6 plus 2. That's an 8.
8. Okay.
That's a 7. That's an 8.
Okay, so convince. He'll do it if he gets some in return. All right, so he looks at you and he's like,
Fine. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Not that.
Oh, sorry about that. I misread the signals.
why'd you stop?
Stay over there, crackers! All right, very well, but I asked first.
Very well.
And Otis stands up and he spreads out his arms, and immediately all the cages open and dozens, maybe even hundreds of ravens swirl around him. And as they do, he begins to float into the air with them. And as the flock of ravens grows denser and denser and denser, they suddenly split apart. And Otis is no longer there.
And aghast, Eugene looks around, left, right. He stands up, walks to the center of the roof, where I imagine there's just drippings of poop off edges and feathers floating down from the ether. Otis? Otis?
And you hear the sound of dozens of wings and also poop fluttering behind you, and you see this pillar of birds form again, and then stepping out of this pillar once again is Otis.
It's a little trick I managed to pick up.
Did you teleport? Did you teleport? Not that it wasn't impressive, but just like a foot
To like 3 feet away.
What, were you not paying attention?
No, I saw you disappear, but then you showed.
I can't tell you all of my secrets.
All right, well, it was pretty good.
Yes. It's a bit of an escape plan, if case anyone ever actually finds my rooftop.
So you can teleport, essentially.
Well, no, I can become one with my birds.
Who only fly within the city.
I'm sorry. Do you... What,
No,
do you have turn into bird powers?
No,
Tell me about your turn into bird powers.
Well, no, not turn into bird. Not exactly. And then he cracks his neck, and then he cracks his shoulder. He's gonna transform momentarily
Okay.
into the fullest Minotaur that he can.
So I kind of want to make this a take a risk move here.
All right.
Because like, are you just like growing some hair, or are you going like as full Minotaur as you can while still keeping control?
As full Minotaur as I can.
This is gonna be take a risk then.
Yeah, without like losing myself to it.
Yep. So what tags are you using?
This is gonna be take the risk. Okay, I'm gonna use super strength, horn shot. There's also feathers flying around, and when he like does this, they're gonna shoot out from like where horns come out of. There's also gonna shoot out like from his forearms, and he's gonna try and like pierce all of the feathers that are in the air. He's gonna like shoot them through with horns.
Go for it.
Okay, so that's horn shot, super strength. I guess it's a weakness tag mutation.
Yeah. I'd say go with that because it's hard for you to keep control while you're going like this full like Minotaur.
That's really all that I can do. So that's really just a +1. Okay. What is it?
8.
It's an 8 +1, 9.
9? Okay. So you begin to transform once again. Describe this process to me.
All right. So he, like I said, cracks his neck and then cracks his shoulder and then cracks like one knee and then the other foot like goes crush into like it makes cracks into the concrete, gravel, whatever. That's the top of the ceiling. And he hunches over while crossing his arms and fists over his torso and bends down and he goes, not a bird, not person. And he goes like inward, and as he does, basically like Hunchback in Notre Dame, but with muscles comes over like his top of his back. His glasses fall off because his face becomes way more musculature, and also he kind of grows a bit of a snout, and horns shoot forward like onto his forehead. And as he's like growing in stature, he grows momentarily taller than I'm imagining Otis is taller than.
Yeah, he's 6 foot.
He's 6 foot. Eugene is like 5'7", 5'8". He instantly grows to 6'5" in the moment, and it's just in that second. And then as he releases himself from his nipples, from his forehead, from his forearms, from his shoulders, from his neck, shoot out like porcupines almost, a bunch of horns of different
Like projectiles.
like
they leave your
projectiles out
body.
everywhere except for where Otis and the birds are, and he pierces all of the feathers in the air.
So I think that's going to be the partial success here with your 9, is that you shoot out these horns and you kind of wanted them to like not hit anything, but some of them do actually hit like some of the cages and like knock them over. One of the horns like hits Otis's mug of tea and it shatters.
I also roar. Is that gonna do anything bad?
Yeah, you roar and just like all the birds just like scatter everywhere, and I was just like, wait, no, he's all right. No. And just bird shit is just everywhere. It's just a constant rain.
You scared the literal shit out of the bird.
Your fur is naturally brown, and now you're just covered in white.
Now I am Rampage Minotaur. Gotcha.
And then after that moment, there's just all these birds like flying around before Otis goes, wait. He closes his eye and then opens it, and his eye is now glowing this deep white, and suddenly all the birds calm down and are just gliding together. And soon, one by one, each of the birds fly back into their cages or onto the ledge of the roof and just land in calm. And Otis closes his eye, and it's back to his regular form.
As he opens his eyes, I am now like,
one eye.
As he opens his regular ass eye back up, he sees that I am no. He saw the transformation, but I am now back to like basically post Hulk. My shirt is ripped. I'm sweating. I'm like back, and all my hair is everything's gone except he sees just the hair receding back into my arms and chest,
And also just a lot of bird.
and a lot of bird poop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm covered in sweat and poop
Yeah.
and receding hair.
So this was a great just a great moment of interaction for Eugene Fritz, and like Otis is just kind of looking at you, and then he just sees like the state that you're in,
Yeah, I'm panting.
and he smiles, and he's just like, you know, I wasn't entirely sure what to think of you, Eugene Fritz, but I like you. I like the cut of your jib.
Thank you. You're adequate as well.
You asked me what I wanted out of you and your friends, and quite frankly, I want you to do that, but through the goddamn wall of that club.
You want us to go to the club?
Yes. Here's the thing. My birds could fly inside, but they would be noticed as they're birds indoors. But you three, you could go inside. Figure some way of getting through the security or the people there and finding out its secrets. There is a deep web of things going on in this city. Something bigger than all of us, something bigger than that book. And it needs to be handled carefully. But at the same time, and he looks at all the poop on you, when the shit goes down, we need people who can bring it as well.
So you want us to go to the club to find the book?
Yes. And the women, hopefully, if they're still alive. I'm not holding my breath on most of them.
Yeah, well, it seems like they weren't at the top of your priority list.
I mean, they were.
Were they?
Well, yes, I just did not have the proper information to find them.
Eugene straightens himself and buttons what buttons are left on his shirt, tucks it in, looks Otis dead in the eye. This seems like a logical plan, but I must first ask you one more question, Mr. Melbourne. What is your interest in the book?
Me, personally, I don't have an interest in it. I just have an interest in keeping this city safe for the birds. Zombies aren't safe for birds.
Gotta be honest, I didn't wake up this morning predicting I would hear those words in quite that order, but
Am I wrong?
you are not wrong. I'm going to decide to trust you, Mr. Melbourne. But we're going to need to work together.
Well, I won't be able to work with you directly, but I will be able to work with you all through my birds. And if you ever need help, just ask the birds and I can see what I can do.
Are you able to communicate through crackers? I'm thinking out loud. If you can't be there, I'm trying to think.
I technically can, but it makes me feel dirty.
To be perfectly frank, I could give a shit.
looks like you're giving a lot of shits.
Crackers, you're coming with me. And he holds out his arm.
Crackers kind of looks at Otis, and Otis just like,
Well, go on then. I can take care of myself just fine. I can be my own company.
and Crackers just like, finally, freedom, freedom. And Crackers jumps onto your arm.
Very well. I suppose it's time to reconvene with the others.
Let's go to Hooters.
Maybe later, Crackers. Maybe later.
I want some wings.
I said later. Be good.
Otis just like looks at you, he's like,
Oh, you're in for the ride of your life there, buddy. And with that,
and once again the bird starts swirling all around him as he's looking at you, and he goes,
yeah, remember this trick? It would have been a lot more dramatic if I didn't do it before. I'm realizing that now. But you know what? You know what's going to happen? I'm going to do it anyway.
and he disappears into a flock of birds.
And it echoes as he says anyway.
Yeah, as he goes, anyway.
All that shit.
Where did it even? Oh, it was you, Crackers.
We have created the best character.
And he's shared between
A
us.
shared
He's
voice
got two
character.
voices.
So Eugene, what do you do after that?
Well, Crackers, do you have, I don't know, parrot coordinates to the others?
What?
Well, Well, this was a bad choice.
You're telling me.
I don't know how to find the others. I don't know where I'm going.
You know what would be a great place to find them?
Where?
He just, Crackers leans in real close, waiting for you to respond.
Where?
Hooters!
Ah! Okay, drone shot from above me, going upwards.
And we take that drone shot from the top of the roof, and it pans across the city. And time lapse, the sun rises across the horizon, and we end up near the edge of the city, on the river. And with the guiding light of morning, we see illuminated a bulletproof Dodge Charger with a single man in the driver's seat, passed out, who suddenly wakes up with morning light on his eyes. Dr. Leo Castello, you don't remember passing out, but apparently you did.
And I get up, but I still feel that sharp pain of, the bullet holes. They were bullet holes, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, like that. And I start the car. Do I burn the tag?
Just because you're not using it in a move. You still have the car for just like general purposes. But if you're going to use the car to investigate a mystery or something like that, well,
okay, got it. Just smash the car through the door. Investigate.
Burn the car.
Burn the car. Oh God. I have to find Eugene. I start the car and I turn around to see, did anything follow me?
You turn around and no, there's nothing behind you.
I check my phone. Do I see any messages or?
There's one message from a number that you wish wasn't still on your contacts list, but it is.
Oh no.
It's a message from Fritz Chrysley. Very loud. A lot of capital letters, a lot of emojis of him going like, "Hey, buddy!"
And I put it back in my pocket. I put the car in drive and I haul ass back into the city.
Okay, so you begin driving, and sure enough, you pass like the suburban houses before going into the city proper.
But even as I'm going, I guess through that, I'm like still sweating profusely, and I just keep grabbing my shoulder, my body, pretty much, and I'm heading towards. At first I'm like, I should go to the hospital. No, that doesn't make sense. Why would I? People are gonna start asking questions. I should go home, and I haul ass straight home.
Okay, so you just put your foot pedal to the metal, just go through these streets, and you're just kind of looking over your shoulder a bit, just after. As like memories of yesterday, just keep going through your head. But strangely enough, you make it back home safe.
I parked the car. I guess. What's the outside of my apartment look like?
You tell me.
Well,
are you saying like what the building looks like?
Yeah, what does the building look like? Like, is there like an alley that I can park the car, or like?
I'd say there's underground parking.
There's underground parking.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm living it up then.
You have a spot.
Yeah,
I have a spot. I'm like, damn it, I don't have the clicker. Fuck it, I just park it on the street. I look to see what time does the sweeper come by. Does the sweeper come by today?
No, the sweeper does not come by today.
Oh, thank God. And I just park it there, and I still feel like just completely exhausted, hurt, and I waddle my way into the door, into the front of the apartment building, and make my way up to the room.
You make your way back up to the apartment, and as you open the door, you look inside, and your place is trashed.
Okay, so just how I left it.
It's trashed a bit more than the last time you left it. Things have been overturned. Your couch has been, like split open. Doors have kind of been like burst open.
Was the front door like, did it get broken? It like busted up?
Yeah.
Okay, then if I saw that, then I would have approached it a little bit cautiously. So I cautiously open it. It's trashed. What the hell happened here? I go to my closet to see if any of my like thieving gear has been like fucked with.
Do you usually keep it hidden?
Yeah, because remember I had my backpack inside the closet and I like grabbed some of my stuff in there.
Yeah, so you go into the secret compartment and your thieving gear is still there.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, you actually look around and it seems like not a whole lot was like actually stolen.
Jesus.
If you want more details, you can do an investigate.
Oh my God, my appliances. And I go to the kitchen because I'm an avid food lover. I investigate to see if anything in particular.
What tag are you using?
I'm going to be using Veteran Doctor's Calm to kind of like focus myself to be like, all right, what isn't here?
I'm going to say no. There has to be something that Veteran Doctor's Calm is not used for.
Okay. Well, on that end, then fucking nothing. So that's an 8.
Mm-hmm. You do also have a new crew tag you can use if you want. Well, it'd just be a +1, so I wouldn't do anything. Pablo's doing it,
and I would say your welcome dance.
All right. No, I don't want to burn it yet.
Okay, cool. All right, so then you get 1 clue. What's one question you want to ask? I guess I kind of gave you a free.
I was like, was anything out of the ordinary taken?
No, it doesn't look like it. That's what's out of the ordinary. Is that like, there's money on the ground and there's, like valuables, but doesn't look like anything was taken. It looks more like they were like searching your place, or more accurately, it looks like they were kind of like almost setting an example. Like you kind of get the feeling that they were purposely trying to make this place look trashed.
I kind of take a look around and it's like, this, yep, I've seen this kind of message before. Street people doing this sort of thing. And I think to myself, man, that investigation was pretty fucking useless. And I kind of just sit down. Is my couch all right? Like, was it ripped up?
No, it was ripped up.
Oh, Jesus
They took out the cushions and then they put a knife through them. There's stuffing.
And I look. I still admire. You know what? That was a lot of handiwork. Well done on them. And I just sit in whatever cushion is left. I guess I can I look around to see if maybe Arthur left anything, like file cases or anything.
Yeah, I think that kind of rolls back to your last question.
Okay.
Yeah, the files that Arthur had that he had left at your apartment, they're not there anymore.
Fuck. Shit. And do it. And I go over to my drawers. Is my liquor still there?
Yeah, the liquor is still there.
Thank God. It's completely untouched.
No, it's half drunk.
It's you sons of bitches.
There's a little post-it that says, sorry, not sorry. Strange.
And I kind of give us a quick smirk like, you fucking little bastard. And I grab, I guess, the bottle that was half drunk and just sit on my couch. Just kind of, the whole trashing of my place doesn't even faze me. That's not what I'm focused on. And I just take a sip and I go to call Eugene.
Okay. So, Eugene, your friends didn't show up like all night. You weren't able to find them. So what did you sort of end up doing up till the morning?
I ended up sauntering through the streets, tracing my way back from whence I came outside that person's apartment. I was headed... Well, I'm trying to think what he would do next. He'd probably... I was thinking he would actually head to one of their residences because he knows where both of them live. He's seen their address on more than one file when he was in the records room, and he remembers them. He's got photographic memory, basically. So,
well, shoot, we probably should have asked that then before doing that scene. So, to compromise here, let's just say as Leo is about to call Eugene, Leo, you hear a knock at your door. But because your door was sort of busted in, as the person knocks, the door just kind of swings open.
And I get up very defensively while still holding the bottle in my hand.
And Eugene, you're standing at the doorway. The door opens, and you see Leo get into a defensive stance. And
part of my hand is slightly on fire.
Yeah. So Leo has one hand on fire, the other hand holding a bottle of Jack. Meanwhile, Eugene, you're standing at the doorway with a parrot on your shoulder.
Abandoned ship, and the pirate, the crackers flies off my shoulder and down the hall.
Yeah,
and I have my hands up and in a very manly way go, "It's me!"
Oh Jesus, Eugene, And I turn off the fire in my hand and I kind of sit down. Well, come on in.
All right. And he tiptoes into the mangled, the wreckage of the room. Crackers, come along back now.
Crackers slowly flies in and then just kind of goes straight into the kitchen. Where's the booze?
What the fuck? What is that bird? What is this?
Well, Dr. Castello, this is Crackers.
Are you going to share that?
It's a...
And I just laughed, just like, Jesus, this, this isn't the weirdest thing I've seen today. And I just put the bottle in whatever. Is there like a table that isn't broken or something?
Yeah,
near
I mean,
me?
there's like a little kitchen like counter.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to get up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So
Is there like a coffee table or something?
Yeah. You just put it on the coffee table, and Crackers just flies over and immediately like just starts opening the bottle with its beak.
And I am, without saying anything or moving, thoroughly impressed. I said, Eugene, where the hell were you?
I'm sorry. I really am. I was going to meet you at the diner, but I've had an interesting evening, and although I've never visited your abode before, or anyone's really, something about your demeanor doesn't lead me to believe this is your usual state of living.
I take a look. Yeah, I take a look around. I said, well, you're not wrong on that, but this isn't as important as what just happened or transpired last night.
Indeed, as was my evening.
And so as he's doing that, I start taking off my shirt because I want to start tending my wounds. As I'm saying that, I go over to my bathroom to, I guess, pick up. Is my first aid supply or anything was that trash too?
I mean, the bathroom was open and there's stuff on the floor, but it looks like your first aid is still there.
Jesus Christ! I didn't even flush. I took a shit in here.
Yeah.
Did you have, in the time we were apart, what is it people do with a party?
And I turn around with this just glare look on my face.
I'm gonna take that as a... Yep, I know.
And I grab the supplies. I go back to the couch and I take off my shirt, revealing the singes, bullet holes, I am just ripped to shreds. But you see them cauterized, I melted skin to stop the bleeding.
Sweet agnostic Christ, what happened to you?
That's a very badass image. And I just want to let you know that while you're sitting there with your body covered in cauterized scars and stuff, Crackers has opened the bottle and is now just kind of gulping it and then just puts the bottle down and goes, "Rah!" and then just falls off the table.
I just give a quick giggle. Anyways. I said, look, I wish you were there, but we were ambushed, and that Renfield guy. Well, apparently this guy's got a lot more of a pull in the city than we thought.
My word, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I was gathering information, and that's why I have Crackers. And wait, weren't you with the
Arthur's
detective?
Dead.
What? No. That can't be. Well, he has dominion over the dead. He speaks to the dead. Surely.
Well, apparently a shotgun to the face doesn't really do that. Doesn't really care whether he's the meaning of the dead or not.
Eugene stumbles back to whatever stool, whatever ledge, cabinet, any lower surface that's near him, and he stumbles onto it to catch himself.
Did the parrot drink all the booze?
No, the parrot drank a few good gulps, but there's still some at the bottom.
I grab it and I just take a chug of it. And then once I take a quick chug, I dump it all over my body and I feel the pain of it, but I'm just too focused.
Oof.
Eugene is speechless. Truly, no stammers, no shaking. He's just still and turns white with regret.
There's nothing I could have done. But apparently there, in the scuffle of it all, there was this woman who appeared out of nowhere and I kind of smashed the bottle down hard on the table.
started to get just a slightly teary-eyed. I said, and once again, someone else saves my life. I mean, I couldn't do a single goddamn thing. And I activate like the flames in it, and I just chuck it at the wall. Like, try to like just out of anger, just burn something.
Yeah, and just a tiny like mote of flame just flies over Eugene's shoulder and just like hits some books you have on the cabinet, and the books just fall down on the floor and just kind of start, burning up.
That snaps Eugene out of his shock.
Please, doctor, I understand you're upset. I am upset as well. But please, we have to maintain composure, especially when it's only the two of us. Just the two of us right now.
That's fair.
Please, I'll explain later, but I do know you were on the outskirts of town. You were at a church. This I know, and I will explain how I know later, but please, walk me through. Why were you there? What did I miss?
And I guess I dumped the entire bottle. When I slammed it down, I go back to the liquor cabinet to see. Is there another bottle? Just a couple bottles there, or
I mean,
did he fucking just lick every bottle I have?
No, I mean, you still have a few bottles. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Did Leo drink? Did Leo have his own
use
bottles?
it to cook.
Oh, well, then yeah, there's some cooking sherry there.
Okay. And I'm like, can't believe I'm wasting good cooking sherry on drinking. And I just pop it open. I said, well, I sit back down on the couch. Apparently Strange had a clue about this church up beyond the outskirts of the city that might have some information, or the ghost there. He wanted to speak with them. But when we got there, things seemed a little bit off. But Arthur was very adamant about checking this place out. And lo and behold, as we approached the cemetery, just so many of them. And Renfield in his just ridiculously red-ass suit met us there with how many guards were there? Like a lot, right?
I mean, it was kind of hard to tell during the scuffle, but, there was at least half a dozen.
There's just a half a dozen armed guards with their guns pointed at us. They had us surrounded in seconds.
That's how many there were? Guards, or were there?
They were gangsters. There was just men with guns. I mean, don't get me wrong. I just start like invoking flames in my hand. I could do this, but bullets can only, my flames can only do so much against actual bullets. And I don't know what everything happened so quickly and such in a flash that, I mean, we were able to dodge some of the bullet fire, but, and I kind of indicated the holes in me. I got hit, but Arthur got the worst of it, and we were dashing to get to his car, make a quick getaway, because we could not stand a chance against that. But, Arthur took a quick clip of a shotgun, and he went down. And I take another sort of things like I had all this power, and I couldn't do a damn single thing. I was terrified, and I wanted to go back. Seriously, I did. But all I saw was Arthur grabbing Renfield's hand, and he did something that just, as devilish as this man looked, and believe me, he did not look human. This Renfield guy looking utter horror, some stuff as that son of a bitch was. I'm guessing he gave him one last shot before he went out until I heard that gunshot. And then this tear gas or these blinding flashbangs. I don't know. I couldn't tell what the hell they were, but this woman helped carry me to the car and told me to drive off, and she just disappeared. I couldn't really tell. I didn't recognize the voice or anything, but she seemed very calm. And I mean, I just don't know, but I drove, man. I just drove.
This was
last night.
The woman. She saved you in the night, told you to drive away. Where did you go?
I just drove back to the city, and I mean, I was kind of bleeding out. No, I wasn't kind of. I was literally bleeding out, and it isn't my best work. And I show him, like, I turn around, just showing the half-ass cauterized wounds. I'm going to have to get these checked, but I didn't want to go to the hospital. I mean, seeing one of their surgeons come back with bullet holes is going to raise some questions. And as powerful as this Renfield guy is, he might have some moles in the hospital. So the best plan of action was to come here and do the best I could. But I don't know who this woman was. But from the looks of it, she seemed like a friend. I just wish she would have gotten there a little sooner.
Eugene takes all of this in and takes a deep breath. And on the exhale, essentially falls to his knees before Leo. And he's in front of him, grabs the cooking sherry and takes a swig. And he doesn't wince, he doesn't cough. He's actually more used to this than you might think. And all he says is,
I should have been there. I could have stopped it. This is my fault. This is my fault, Doctor.
and he puts down the sherry.
And I am going to make amends for this.
I grab the sherry. I just look him dead in the eye. I said, no, this isn't your fault. This is Renfield's fault.
Avenge the dead. Avenge the dead.
And I take another swig. I said, it's quite the parrot you got there. But look, it's not smart to be quick to guilt about these sort of things. You had your reasons for not showing up, whatever they may be, and I put the sherry to the side. You said you found something interesting, and as much as I hate to laugh in this kind of moment, you find yourself quite the bird.
Yes, he is a conduit to quite a character. He, along with Crackers, are going to be more help than you may think, and without Strange, we're going to need all the help we can get.
The chips are down now. And Crackers barfs up a little bit of vomit onto the carpet, and as they do, the feathers of their wings flare out, and that poker chip that they had showed you earlier falls to the ground as well.
What is that?
I have an idea. And he picks up the chip.
Yes. The rolling note.
Is that were you there last night? Is that where you picked up this bird?
Not exactly. Have I got a story for you?
And as you hold the poker chip in your hand, the scene transitions to a similar poker chip falling into the hand of someone else. And now the sound is not the somber apartment of Leo, it's the sound of a casino in full effect. People everywhere playing slots, playing roulette, and also, of course, playing poker. And as that same chip we were following goes into a pile, two hands go into the pile and bring it to their side of the table. And as the camera pans up from those hands, we see a single figure with a crooked smile.
Gentlemen, how about we make things a little interesting?
Cliffhanger.